Hi everyone, so Rosetta finally landed on a comet this week. The EU chief scientist role has been scrapped, and with increasing climate change, they expect there to be an increase in lightning strikes in the US soon. This is your weekly science news with me, the UK astronaut. So the big science news this week is the Rosetta mission, which finally landed on a comet. So Philae, which is a small robotic spacecraft which is part of the Rosetta mission, finally went down to the surface of the comet. Now there's some problems because Philae was supposed to have some harpoons to attach itself to the surface of the comet. But sadly, these didn't work, and so what actually happened was Philae bounced off of the surface of the comet a couple of times and actually landed in some kind of small ditch or ravine on the surface of the comet. And so this caused some problems trying to get some of the science and also with the power, because Philae, most of its power is supposed to be coming from solar panels, but because it's in this ditch it can't get enough sunlight. So the problem is that Philae's lifetime, the lifetime of the mission, has actually been reduced quite a lot. So it's supposed to be working and operating for several months, but actually only worked for a few days because it ran out of power without the solar panels getting any more. But it did seem to get a lot of really good science and actually drilled into the surface of the comet, and I think it got back some specimens from the actual surface of the comet, so it's going to analyse those and all the data's been sent back. So it's really, really good. There's been a lot of science done, but it just didn't quite last as long as hopefully it would. So the role of the EU chief scientist this week has been scrapped. There's been lots of protests from scientists and researchers. So Professor Anne Glover was the scientist who held it before it was scrapped just this week. Now a lot of people have been protesting against this role, saying that it's unaccountable for and intransparent as well. But a lot of scientists saying that it's been really, really useful and it affects the way that scientific funding comes and goes through policymakers. So it seems like it could be a big loss to science overall. So finally, scientists in the US have been studying climate change and its effect on lightning strikes on the US. What they found is that by around 2100, presuming that our climate changes the way it is at the moment, there's going to be a 50% increase in lightning strikes on the US. Now, if you're like me and you really like lightning and thunder and it's really fascinating to you, then you won't see this much of a problem. Actually, it's quite nice there might be an increase, but it actually has some really fundamental problems. One of these such is some wildfires. So in America, when they have very dry lands and forests and dry grass, lightning strikes can actually cause large fires that can really, really do lots of damage. This is a very negative thing. And it seems that without changing climate change, we're probably not going to be able to reduce this number. It just seems that this is just going to be another effect of climate change. So thank you very much for watching. I didn't do a lot on Rosetta because I'm probably going to do a big video on it this week, so keep an eye out for that around the middle of this week. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check me out on Twitter at UKAstroNut, and like and subscribe, favourite the video, leave some comments and I'll try and get back to them. But thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you soon.